Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashivasamarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim cha Tatputra Parasharam cha Vyasam Shukam Gauda Padam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Matasya Sishyam Sri Shankaracharya Matasya Padma Padam cha Hastamalakam cha Shishyam Tam Todakam Vartika Karamanyan Asmadgurun Santatamanatosmi Shruti Smriti Purananamalaya Karunalaya Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharya Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Bande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. 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 Mauno Vyakya Prakatita Parabrahma Tattvam Yuvanam Vashishthante Rishi Vasat Rishiganehi Amrutam Brahmanishtai Acharyendram Karakalita Chinmudramanandarupam Swatma Ramam Muditavadanam Dakshinamoortimide Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam Nijantargatam Pashyannatmani Mayaya Bahirivodbhutam Yata Nidraya Yas Sakshat Kurute Prabodha Samaye Swatmanameva Dvayam Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye Namayidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye Bijasyantarivanguro Jagadidam Pragnirvikalpam Punah Maya Kalpita Desha Kala Kalana Vaichitra Chitri Kritam Maya Viva Vijrambayatyabimaha Yogi Vayasvechaya Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye Namayidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye. Yes, Yadba. Forgot suddenly. Yasyaiva spuranam sadatmakamasat kalpartakam vasate sakshat tattvamasi veda vajasa yo bodhayatyashritam Yes sakshat karanat bhavenna punaravrittirbhavam nidau tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye namayidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye Nana Chitra Gadotara Sthita Mahadipa Prabhavaswaram Jnanam Yasya Tu Chakshuradi Karanadvara Bahispandate Janamiti Tameva Bantam Anupadi Edat Samastam Jagat Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye Namayidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye. We are seeing the verse number 4 in Dakshinamurti Stotram, and we finished the first two ulasas. The question that was raised, obviously, by the student here is to Spuranam and Satta, both of them. How do you prove that it belongs to only Ishvaraha, who would be who would be the cause for experience of the world? Satta cha Spuranam cha. And as an answer to that, this is the verse. Nana Chitra Gatodara Stitamaha Deepa Prabha Bhaswaram. Just like a lamp that is placed in a pot with many apertures, and in that very pot from which the light will come out through those holes, making it appear as though there are many, many lights. In the same way, jnanam yasya tu chakshuradikarana-dvara bahispandate. Jnanam, Atma, that the self, the Paramatma, which is residing in everybody's heart, Chakshuradikarana-dvara, through the sense organs like eyes, etc., bahispandate, is traveling as though outside to comprehend the Vishayas, the objects. And having gained the access to the objects through the sense organs, which forms the vritti, a thought, the thought is thus merged into the consciousness, and this union of the thought comprehension with the help of the consciousness raises the awareness about the existence of the object and recognition of the object. Therefore, the buddhi, in which the reflection of consciousness takes place, and where the vritti that is brought from the senses through the mind gets merged, in this union of the vritti with the consciousness leads to the awareness, I know. Janamidi tam eva bantam anubhadi. Tam eva bantam anubhadi. Tam atmanah, tam bhantam, atmana bhantam, atmanah bhasakatvam. That ability to illuminate of the nature of this consciousness, tameva bantam anubhati, anusarena bhati, meaning in consequence of the consciousness whose presence and whose nature is awareness, and because of which alone, tameva bantam sarvam anubhati, etat sarvam jagat. This entire world of things or beings are known because of the presence of consciousness, who essentially is the nature of consciousness. And the buddhi, which is only reflection of consciousness, in which the buddhi, in which the vritti brought from the manaha, mind is none other than the vritti rupam. So the vritti that is merging in the consciousness leading to the I know. So the question raised by the student was, the presupposition that the consciousness is that which is passing through the senses, because of which alone the objects are able to be known, or objects are able to reveal themselves and consciousness is just a via media or a means to know that. Do the objects reveal themselves without the help of consciousness? the Vedantic standpoint is that objects cannot have their own ability to reveal themselves, for they are acetanatmakatvat. They are by nature jadam. Chetanam tu Ishvara bhavam, Ishvara swarupam. Ishvara swarupameva chetanatvam. And therefore here, if that chetanam, the Chaitanya bhava, is only belonging to Ishvara, or it belongs to the created world also? That is the question. So here we saw in the verse number 2, ahamityanu sandata jnanamiti cha chet spuret kasya ko va prakasheda jagat chasyat sushuptavat. Ahamiti anusandhata, this Atman which is present all the time as aham iti, that which anusandhata, as the product of that alone, janami iti, I know. But if that consciousness is belonging to the objects, so then what happens? Ahamiti anusandada janamiti cha iti spuret. So if that is the case, if the objects by themselves will have, if they do not, if the aham is not revealing itself as the only knower, kasya kova prakasheta jagatchasyat sushuptavat, then if the absence of consciousness, can there be any awareness of the objects of the world? Kasya kova prakasheta, kasya, for whom, kaha, which one, which object, prakasheta, will reveal that there is no knower, there is no awareness. Would the object be revealing to whom? What objects will reveal to whom? Jagatchasyat sushuptavat. Then the Jagat will be absent for everyone as much as it is absent for the person who is sleeping. Sushuptavat. As it is in the case of a person who is sleeping, does not have one small mistake in the version of the Ullasa that is there in the Ramashna Mission thing is aham iti anusandata janamiti na chet spuret. Janamiti na chet spuret. That should be understood. I also read it and then realized that the na is not there in the Ramashna Mission version. Aham iti anusandata janami iti na spuret chet. In case if it is not revealing itself, then to whom which object will reveal, it will be as absent and totally, empty like that of the state of sleep, where the world is not. Having said this, Vishayaha yadi swataha eva prakasheran tada aham janami iti jnana asrayatvena vishaya anusandhatugus paranam nasyat. Tad abhave cha shilaganabhihita guhagata pratipavat maya vidita ayam vidi kasyapi na avabhaseta. It will be like that of the light covered by a stone which is placed inside a cave. That light cannot be known by anyone. So too, the world will not be known to anyone. Therefore, there is a underlying principle is the necessity of the Chaitanyam for anything to be revealed to anyone. Now the question is, can the Vishayas by themselves can have the consciousness, or it is one consciousness which is revealing everything to us? Can we understand, can we know, can we come to conclude that objects by themselves have the, why not objects can by themselves cannot have the consciousness? What is wrong with that? So the answer to that is further explained here. Pragurdvam cha satam sattvam vartamane binasvatah tasmadisho stitam statvam pragurdvavat vivarjite. Pragurdva vivarjite. Pragurdva vivarjite. Urdvatva vivarjite, right? Pragurdvatva. Prag means before. Urdvam is later. So, now you see, before the creation, there was no object. There was nothing there. Urdvam pralaya kale, pralayad urdvam, na vishayaha santi. Pralaya, I mean, srishtehe prag vishayaha na staha. They were not there. They were not there during the time before the creation. Na asan, sorry. Prag, srishtehe prag vishayaha na asan. Urdvam pralayadurdvam na bhavishyanti. Pragurdvam cha asatam sattvam. Sattvam means vishayam. So vishayam asatam, being absent. If then see, the point is that earlier, before the creation, there was no satta of the vishayas, existence of the vishayas. Pralayat urdvam also, there is no existence of the vishayas. By simple logic, that which was not there before, that which will not be there later, even now their existence is questionable. Yatna asid prag, yatna bhavishyati urdvam, vartamanebi tattata. So even as they appear to be present, their existence is questionable. Why? Because they were not there before creation. They will not be there after the dissolution. So, if the insentient objects could reveal themselves without the help of Ishvara. So, sorry, before. There is no independent reality at the present time also, for object did not exist before and will not exist afterwards. Therefore, their existence is not there even in the present moment. Tasmat, therefore, Ishaha, Ishe Stitam Sattvam. Ishe, Ishvare. Ishvare means Satswarupe. Satswarupe Stitam Vishwam. Sattvam. So, in the Ishvaraha, whose nature is existence alone, all objects can exist. For there was no existence objects before the creation or after the dissolution. So, where do they derive their existence? They derive the existence from Ishvaraha, whose nature is existence. Otherwise, the Upanishad would not say, Sadeva Saumye idamagre asid. What was there is pure existence before the creation where nothing else existed. Ahamevagramevasi asam ahamevasame nanyat sadasatparam paschadaham yatedascha sovasishyeda sosmyaham. In the Bhagavatam, there is a Chatushloki, 4 verses. The first verse is this. Ahame vasame vagre. I alone was there in the beginning. Nanyat yat sadasat param. Nothing else. Nothing else was satta rasat. Nothing was there. I alone was there. Meaning no cause, no effect. Sat asat. Sat means the effect and asat means to be understood as cause in that particular context. Paschadaham yatedacha. Paschad, even after creation, whatever is here, yatedacha, that also me only. Paschadaham yatedacha. Sovashishyeda sosmyaham. So, saha avashishyeda, whatever will remain after the pralaya, that also is me only. Which means what? That Ishvaraha prag urdhva vivarjite Ishvare. That Ishvaraha of the nature of existence, there is nothing called before creation, after creation. Because his nature is existence, and you cannot say existence was there, after that it became non-existent. How can it be? It cannot become contradicting itself and still remain. You cannot say nothing, 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 existence. Oh, from where did it come? From non-existence. So existence cannot have before and after. No? So then again you say existence, 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 non-existence. If you say existence became non-existent, how did it become non-existent? Existence cannot become non-existent. Nor it cannot come into existence from non-existence. Therefore, the existence which is the nature of Ishvara always have been. The creation began in his existence, and creation will end in his existence. So therefore it is said, Ishe sthitam sattvam tasmat Ishe Ishvare satswarupe satswarupe sthitam sattvam vishayam. And who is the Ishvara? Prag urdhva vivarjite Ishvare. He who does not have prag or urdhvam, before and after, has no application for him. It is as much as asking sun about the time. How will you ask time? Sun, my dear son, what is the time right now? What do you mean by time? Have you ever seen darkness? No. So day and night makes the time, whatever. How many years old? What do you mean by years old? What does that mean? Because I don't have a day or night. So as much as sun is always light, it cannot have any darkness. Thereby there is no night. Thereby there cannot be a calculation of time for him. In the same way, that which is of the nature of existence, nothing called past or future. Bhagavan Krishna says, Ajo bisan avyayatma bhutanam ishvaro bisan. Sun means being, not son of somebody. Ajahapi, even though I am unborn, Ajo bisan avyaya atma, me the one undecaying. Bhutanam ishvaraha api, even as I am the Ishvaraha, the ruler of the entire creation. Prakriti swam avashtabhya sambhavami atma maya. The question about avatara, when it comes, how did you come into being? keeping my Prakriti under my control because I have no birth. Therefore, keeping the Prakriti under my supervision, I happen to appear as a being, Atma Mayaya Sambhavami. Sambhavami, na aham jatah. Sambhavami yuge yuge, when it is said, it is not that he is born again and again. That's a wrong translation. He appears again and again. Appears means manifesting from the apparent unmanifestation. He is not seen and now it is seen. Then again, he will not be seen. Not seeing does not mean that it doesn't exist. Huh? He's always there. So, Ishvare Prag Urdhva Vivarjite Ishvare Stitam Sattvam. All things are existing in his presence. Therefore, satta of the Vishayas are negated. Because that which was not there before, that which will not be there in the future, even as you are experiencing it right in front of you, its existence is questionable. Its existence is only Ishvara's existence. Not independent of the Lord. So everything that is perceived as the world of objects, their existence is the existence of that. That's why Bhagavan says, Maya tadam idam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina. Matstani sarvabhutani. Matstani sarvabhutani. Matstani means it all stays in me. What? Satswarupe Ishvare Mayi Sarvani Bhutani Stitani. All of them are existing in me only. Bhagavan says everything exists in me. All are in me. In me does not mean in Krishna. In the Satswarupe. That's what Vishwarupa, when he shows, nothing is left behind. Everything is me. Meaning, in that pure existence alone, all of them are enjoying their existence. And since they are subject to creation and they are subject to dissolution, in their dissolution, I don't become non-existence. Nacha aham teshu avastitaha. Second line he puts it as, I don't exist in them. They exist in me. In that Satswarupa Paramatma, all of them are existing. Not that Paramatma is existing in them. Can the fish say, water is staying in me? Right? Water is staying in you or you are staying in water? Do not therefore think that consciousness is in me. No, that is wrong. You are in consciousness. Consciousness is not somewhere lodged inside you. So that's why Bhagavan says that they are in me, I am not in them. They are in me, the Satswarupa, not that I am in them, meaning I am not conditioned by their existence or non-existence. And if you see me exclusively as pure existence, then you will not see them. What? Objects and varieties, you won't see anymore. Nachamastani bhutani. Pashyami yogameshwaram. पहले आप सत्स्वरूप को जानो, उसमें ही सब है, मैं उसमें नहीं हूं. मुझे आप देखते हो तो वो सब नहीं मिलेगा, दिखेगा नहीं दिखेगा. They will not be seen by you anymore. This is the status of a Mahatma. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. Such a Mahatma alone is the one who is seeing that Vasudeva Sarvameva, Sarvam Vasudeva Eva Iti. So here, Ishe Stitam Sattvam. In that pure existence alone, everything is. For they were not there before, they will not be there in the future. But the Ishvara, the pure existence is there. There is nothing called past and future for him. Now, if we consider that the Jadaha objects are themselves are having ability to reveal themselves without the help of Ishvara, then what happens? Swayameva prakasheran jada yadi vineshwaram sarvam sarvasya bhaseta nava bhaseta kinchana. Yadi, in case, Vina Ishwaram, without the Ishvaraha, without the presence of, now he's taking the Bhanam, the consciousness part of it. Sat has been explained before. Now he says, revealing. Revealing means coming to be known. An object coming to be known only by the touch of the self. Now, usually the self we immediately attribute only with consciousness, but self has got three aspects to it: Sat, Chit, and Anand. So now they're taking the Chit aspect of it. Now, the consciousness, do they belong to the object that is perceived, or Ishvaraha, the consciousness of the self alone is the one which has the nature of consciousness, or it belongs to both the object as well as self? We have to take into consideration. It belongs to only to the self, or it belongs only to the object, or it belongs to both of them. Now, if we take to the fact that only it belongs to the objects even without the presence of the self, or here referred as Ishwaram. Vina Ishwaram yadi, without the self, Ishvaraha, yadi in case, Jadaha, objects, inert ones, Swayameva, by themselves, Prakasheran, if they are able to reveal themselves, what happens then? Then everything will be known to everyone all the time. Sarvam, sarvasya bhaseta. Everything is available to be seen by everybody. There will be a total chaos there. Presently, we are able to at least concentrate on many things or things that we want to look at or wanting to focus on, because we are able to remove from our our perception certain things and then focus on something, because we have the control through these senses. We control what to see and what not to see. If everything is available all the time, then what happens? Either everything will be available to everyone all the time, or the other possibility is when without Ishvaraha, meaning what? Without the presence of the self, which is consciousness, and if the objects are also not by themselves are revealing themselves, nobody will see nothing. Nava bhaseta kinchana. Na kinchana avabhaseta. Nothing will be known to anyone. Sushupti. Now, Sushupti is okay, at least we wake up and then again you see. But nothing is available anytime to anybody. Then? So, if you say that without the Ishvaraha also the Jada can Swayameva Prakasheta, and if something that is can reveal themselves upon their own choice, they can also not reveal themselves upon choice, because they are conscious, right? A conscious being choose to reveal, not to reveal. And the Ishvara is not even included here. Vina Ishwaram. So when they start revealing, it will be revealed to everyone. And when they decide not to reveal, it will become completely not available to anybody. So that is not the case. That is not our experience right now. Our experience is presently taking our Anubhava itself into account. Forget about Shruti, what it says. What is our experience? Objects are seen by us, not the Jada is seen by us, not the Jadas are seeing us. The inert things are not deciding whether we should see them or not. We decide. We means what? The conscious being decides whether to see or experience an object or not the other way around. Object decide whether we should see them or not. Which means what? The choice is with whom? Choice is with the one who is conscious, not the objects. Now, one more thing is, not all of them see everything. We choose what to see, and everyone chooses what to see, what to hear, what to smell, etc. Through the sense organs only they are doing this. If that is not the case, then all are seen by everybody at all times. That will become a total chaos there. So here, that will be the case of the situation where the objects by themselves having the ability to reveal themselves or not to reveal themselves. If they reveal themselves, then we have no choice but to see and hear and everything. And if they choose not to see, then nothing is available to anybody, which is not our present Anubhava. So taking into consideration our own personal experience in our daily life, we know that the choice is not belonging to the objects, it belongs only to the self, the conscious one. All right, continuing here. Tasma sarvajñam ajñam va jagat syat ekarupakam tulye swayam prakashatve jadachetanayormitah tulyameva prasajjeran grahya grahakadaatayah indriyanam aniyamat chakshushaah syu prasadayah. Now, next point is Tasmat, therefore, if everything is available to everyone at all times, what will happen is everybody will become Sarvajna. Everybody will become all-knowing because all are available and it is not I, the one who decide, but objects themselves are revealing everything about everything, and therefore everyone will become Sarvajna. Tasmat Sarvajnam. And when they decide not to reveal themselves, Sarvam Abhi Ajnam. Nobody will be there as wise. Everybody is ignorant. How? Because the object decided not to reveal themselves. So Sarvajnam Tasma Sarvajnam Agyam Va Jagat Syat. The world will become filled with people who know, all of them know everything. Or nobody knows anything. So Jagat Syat Eka Rupakam, it will become of that kind. Everybody is the same. What? Everybody knows everything. Or nobody knows nothing. The only extremities will be there. Whom you call it as Ajnaha, one who does not know. one who is knower of everything out of his own choice, Ishvaraha eva sarvajnaha. Kyun? Because he being the conscious, through every being, look at why he is referred as sarvajna. Sarvam janati sarvajnaha. Bhagavan is called sarvajna because he knows everything. The logic behind that is, anything in this world can be known only with the presence of the self, and so anything anybody knows anywhere at any time must be using the consciousness to know that. Isn't it? In this world, anybody who knows anything anywhere at any time must be using consciousness for knowing. So therefore, consciousness is what? Knows everything through everyone. Without him, without he being the one who is conscious, can anybody would know anything then? No. At the present moment, therefore, Ishvaraha Sarvajnaha, because Sarva Bhuteshu Ekaha Eva Ishvaraha, and through all of them, Sarvaihi Sarvam Janati. With all of them, he knows everything. And he knows even without them also, but just take the information because he only created. How does he know? How does he not know what he created? So he is Sarvajna. Who is Ajnaha? One who knows nothing, meaning what? One who has one who has no presence of the self, like Jadam. Jadam is why it is called Jadam, because Achetanatvat. So if the objects by themselves have the ability to reveal, then all of them would be able to know it. If the objects decided not to reveal themselves, then there will be nobody who will know anything. That's why Agyam. So therefore he says, Tasma Sarvagyam Agyam Va Jagat Syad Ekaropakam. And Swaprakashatve, in the nature of self-revealing, Jata Chetaniyoho Tulye, then there is no difference between Jata and Chetanam. Jata is Jata because there is no Chetan in that. Jatam, inert is inert because there is no consciousness in that. Now you are saying that all the objects are self-revealing, then there is nothing called Jatam, and nothing distinguishes it from Chetana. So Jata Chetanayoho Tulye Mitaha Swayam Prakashatve Tulyameva Prasajjeran. Now, what is the next possible the consequence of this? See, in our in daily perception, there is something called knower and something called known. And knower is different from the known. Drigdarsha Viveka. In Drigdarsha Viveka, Bhagavan Shankaracharya has explained this carefully and clearly. Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Drik. Objects, forms of the objects, color, shape, etc., they are seen, and the eyes are the seer. So if the eyes are the seer and the objects are seen, one is called Grahyam, another is called Grahaka. Chakshuhu Grahaka. Vishayaha Grahyam. What is known is Vishaya, the knower is the sense organ, here in the case of eyes. Eyes are the knowers, and the form of the thing is called the known. There must be difference between these two. Grahakaha is not Grahyam at the same time, or Grahya is not the Grahaka at the same time. The knower is not the known is not the knower. There must be difference between these two, then only there can be a transaction. The knower knows the known. Now, in case both of them are of the same type, then who is a grahaka and who is a grahyam? Grahya grahaka tadaya prasajjeran tulyam. Then there will be knower and the known, both of them will become one and the same. And when one and the same, there is no knowing. The knowing takes place because of the difference. So that is why when we take, let us say, the pen is here and it is away from me, therefore I can see it. Now you can bring closer. As it comes closer, I will fail to see this anymore. Because the eyes cannot go, then further close. It merged with my eyes. Now what am I seeing? Can I be a seer then? Seeing what? So, objects perceived must be jadam for the chetanam to perceive that object. So that there will be no difference between the knower and the known. So tulyameva prasajjeran grahya grahaha tadaya indriyanam aniyamat chakshushahasu prasadaya. Now, another aspect of it, further consequence of this is that every sense organ has a limitation of what it can do. And definitely, there is much more what it cannot do. My eyes can only see the form. It cannot hear. It cannot smell. It cannot touch. It cannot what? Taste. Eyes cannot taste, smell, touch, hear. It can only do one thing, see. Now, the limitation of a sense organ is decided by whom? So the inner controller through the mind, the antaryamin through the mind, when he operates through a particular sense organs, he decides what it can do, what cannot do. In the absence of that Ishvaraha, who is the Niyamakaha, when you are saying the object by themselves are capable without the Ishvaraha, then Indriyanam aniyamat. Aniyama means without the control. Then what happens? Chakshushaha, eyes, prasadayahasyu. Eyes also will start tasting. So there will be chaos there. Eyes can taste, nose can hear, tongue can, tongue can smell also, nose can see. No, but nose can do all other things. Or nose can see, smell, taste, touch, and everything. Eyes can do all the other. Then think about that. So that's why, therefore, Ishvara is called Niyamakaha, Niyantru, Niyanta. One who controls what it can be done, what can be done by this, and what it cannot. So this kind of a chaos will happen. But in our Anubhava, we know that it is not so. So therefore, we have to admit the fact that there is a Niyamakaha or Niyantra who is operating from within all beings through all sense organs, giving certain limitation to the senses, as well as the objects of the world by themselves cannot having their ability to reveal themselves. Only with the help of the presence of consciousness alone, objects can be revealed. Therefore, Ishvarasya eva sattatvam spuranatvam cha. Ishvara alone has this existence, pure existence, and ability to reveal things. Now, having thus established this by the pure logic of understanding, how Ishvaraha becomes the knower. In what way he acts as a knower? Buddhi sattva gunotkarshat. Sorry, no, before that. Malina amalina darsha. Paschat prag bhagatulyayoho. Kriya shakti jnana shaktyoho. Antakarana bhagayoho. Pradibimbe spuranishah. Karta jnateti katyate. Ishaha karta jnata iti katyate. Ishvaraha karta. Ishvaraha, the Lord, is the doer. Jnata, the knower. Iti katyate is being spoken. So there are two aspects of Ishvaraha. One is the action of knowing, another is doing. Now, how it is reconciled here, we'll see. How is that Ishvaraha Karta and Jnata also? Knower, Jnata, and Karta, the doer. He gives the example, a very beautiful example here. Take a mirror, for example. A mirror. This is the front side, this is the back side. In this front and back side of a mirror, where do you see yourself? Here. Right? This is where the reflection takes place. No doubt the reflection takes place here, that is where you see. But there is a thing which is behind the mirror, which is called rasa. Rasayanam is put behind, because of which alone this has the ability to reflect. Behind you go, you can't see yourself. In the front you go, you'll see it. So behind is malinam. Malinam means it is tainted or painted with that rasam. Amalinam, clean. Malina, amalina, adarsha. Adarsha, mirror. In that malina bhaga and amalina bhaga. The pure, impure portion and the pure portion. Malina, amalina, adarsha, paschad and prag. Tulyayoho, like the top, equal to what? Like behind and the front. Paschad and prag. Front and the back. Tulyayoho. Kriya Shakti Paschat prag. Jnana Shakti prag. Kriya Shakti is Paschata bhaga. Jnana Shakti is prag bhaga. Prag means the front portion. Kriya Shakti Jnana Shaktyoho Antakarana Bhagayoho. Just like the mirror has got two parts, behind and the front. Behind one is, so to say, dirty, malinam. And the front side is none other than, which is not dirty. If it is dirty, is also dirty, you cannot see anything. That which is clean. In the same way, Kriya Shakti is the backside, which is malinam, and of the Antakarana. And Jnana Shakti is the same Antakarana, which is the amalinam, pure. Pradibimbe spuran. Therefore, both are necessary for Behind one is necessary for the first one to function. Huh? Kriya Shakti is in the Malina part of it. So, like the dirty hind part, and the not hind, otherwise Hindus become very dirty, hind part. You cannot, you cannot say, how are you? I'm a Hindu. Hindu, nahi, Hindu, you are. So, hind part and the clean front in the part of the mirror is called Karta and Jnata, the doer and the knower. Hmm. Now, how is this to be established? That means what? Ishvaraha karta abhi jnata abhi. He is the doer as well as the knower. Now, here we have to explain how the knowing takes place. How the knowing part takes place in any transaction or perception. And for doing to take place, any action is possible due to prana. Prana is the vital air which is of the nature of rajas. And jnanam takes place through the buddhi which is of the nature of sattva. So here we need to recognize that so here nanu ishvaraha bhaveshu satta prakashayoho vyapriyate. So as the existence and consciousness, is there any activity done by the Ishvara at all? Does he do engage in activities or not? If you say Ishvara does not engage in any activity, Ishvara bhaveshu satta prakashyoho vapriyate va nava. Vyapriyate vyabharam kurute nava. Does he transact or not? First thing, nachet. If he is not engaging in that activity at all of revealing, na satta bhavanam ishte sannidadau api akashavat akinchit karatvat. If he is merely an existence without the engaging in the form of being conscious of things, it will be like space. Space is also all-pervading? Yes. Everywhere? Yes. So Ishvara is also all-pervading? Yes. But he is not engaging in the act of knowing, then it will be as good as a space in which you put anything, space doesn't know it. You remove it, it doesn't know. Now, if you say if he is engaging, vyapriyate chet, if he is engaging, then vikaritva apattau, then he is subject to modification based upon the very act of transacting. Anityatvat, anishwaratva prasangah. Then he is not Ishvara. He is also like samsari, engaging, wanting to engage in that, disengage from that. So then there is no difference between Jiva and Ishvara. Both of them will be subject to samsara only. So now I am doshaha. So now let us see. This is not the issue here now. Swadaha nirvyaparatvat upadi upadhyayat vyaparatvacha iti matva kartrutva jnatrutve ishvarasya upadayati. So in this particular verse, the act of knowing and doing are attributed to Ishvara because of this association with the Upadhi. Upadhi here, the individual beings, being there, all the samashti jiva Upadhi. But Ishvara has got all beings as his Upadhi, And therefore, through all beings, he becomes the knower and the doer. This is only in association with the equipment through which he is functioning. In the absence of it, he is neither the doer nor the knower. Because knowing means an act of comprehending. Doing obviously has got a engagement in the world. Therefore, the engagement in the world as action or knowing the world, things in this world are in association with the upadhis, the equipments through which he is functioning. In the absence of it, he is pure sattva only, pure being only. Therefore, malina amalinascha malina amalinayoho adarshasya paschat prag bhagau malina amalinau. This example that is given in the form of the front side of the mirror and back side of the mirror. The back side is malinam, dirty. The front side is the clean. And the back side of the mirror is equal to that of the Kriya Shakti of the Ishvara. And the front portion of the mirror where reflection takes place, that is referred to as the Jnana Shakti of the Ishvara. Together only the entire creation is functioning. We'll see more of it in the next session. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.